Hi there, this is Weblan. Welcome back. I have this short question, very interesting question in functions. F of x is equal to this, and the information that we are given is telling us that the range of f is y is an element of R, where y is not equal to 1. This is 1. The graph passes through the origin, and it also passes through point P with coordinate root 2 plus 2 as to root 2 plus 1 is a coordinate on F. This is the information that we are given. Now, the questions that we have to answer, the first one, write down the value of Q. Remember, Q tells us the vertical shift. It also tells us the horizontal asymptote, right? Remember, the graph here is usually, okay, it's in this form, right? This is, we can say this is the mother function, and this is the horizontal asymptote, this is the vertical asymptote. In this case here, y is not equal to 0. Now, when it says y is not equal to 1, it's simply telling us that it has been shifted one step upwards. So it's now y is equal to a over x plus p plus 1, right? So this is our horizontal asymptote, which tells us of the shift going one step upwards. You'll see on the diagram when we've drawn the diagram. That is the first question. So your Q is here. Q is equal to 1. Now calculate the value of A and P. How do we do this? We are given two sets of information. Number one, the graph passes through the origin. If the graph passes through the origin, so we are saying we have a coordinate there, 0 as to 0. Okay, so if we substitute this coordinate into this equation, we are going to have 0 is equal to a over 0 plus p and plus 1. Take this one to the other side, we have negative 1 is equal to a over p, and then the p follows that one to goes to multiply, so we have negative p is equal to a. That's our first equation there. And then the second equation, we need to substitute this coordinate because it lies on the function, né? So our x is here and this is our y. Our y is root 2 plus 1, and it's equal to a over the x is this one, root 2 plus 2, and then is plus p, and then there is a plus 1 there, right? And then take the one to the left, we have root 2 plus 1 minus 1 is equal to a over root 2 plus 2 plus p, right? This one reduces to 0, so we're left with root 2 is equal to a over this expression plus 2 plus p. And then from there, let's take this to the left. We have root 2 bracket root 2 plus 2 plus p close bracket is equal to a, right? And then clear the bracket. Root 2 times root 2, we get a 2. Root 2 times 2, we get a 2 root 2. And then root 2 times p, we get p root 2. And this is equal to a, right? And then I'm taking it this side, 2 plus 2 root 2 plus p root 2 is equal to, that's equal to a there. Now, remember, we know the value of a, right? Our a is equal to negative p. We can also say p is equal to negative a, right? P is equal to negative a if you divide both sides by -1. So in place of p, we are writing negative a. So I have 2 plus 2 root 2, and then my p is now negative a root 2 is equal to a, right? Take this to the right. We have 2 plus 2 root 2 is equal to a plus, this one becomes a root 2. There it is. So we have 2 plus 2 root 2 is equal to a plus a root 2. Please notice this. This is 2 and this side is an a. And here is 2 root 2, this side is a root 2. So we can conclude that, we can conclude from what we have here, 2 here is equal to a, right? So from there, we can say your a is equal to 2, right? And then remember, from what we said here, a is equal to negative p. So we are saying then your p is equal to negative a, so it's negative 2. These are the two values that we were looking for, a and p, right? Yeah, we could factor out 2 bracket 1 plus root 2, and on this side factor out a 1 plus root 2, and then divide both sides by 1 plus root 2, 1 plus root 2. They cancel each other and our a is equal to 2, right? But that was not very necessary. That is the first part of the question. The second part of the question now is saying sketch the third part of the question is saying sketch the graph. What is the equation of the graph? Remember, the equation was saying y is equal to a over x plus p plus q, and we said your q is equal to 1 and your a is equal to, your a is equal to 2 and your p was equal to negative 2. So the equation there, the equation then is y is equal to 2 over x minus 2 plus 1. And then we want to sketch the graph of this. We want to sketch the graph of this equation. And to sketch the graph of this equation, we need 3 things. The first one, your q is 1. So your horizontal asymptote there, we can say y is equal to 1. That is the equation of the horizontal asymptote. And then the vertical asymptote, we get it from here, right? let's get it from here. When it is negative, you just change the sign. So the vertical asymptote will be saying x is equal to positive 2. Remember, on this one it does the opposite. And then from there we want the intercepts. The x-intercept, so y is equal to 0. Let me start with the y-intercept. Y-intercept x is equal to 0. So y is equal to 2 over, this is a 0 minus 2 plus 1. So this is equal to 2 over 2, which is negative, plus 1. And this is going to be equal to negative 1 plus 1, that's a 0. So your y is also equal to 0. That is our intercept. So our function is passing through the origin, like we were told there at the beginning. Now, drawing the sketch, please use a ruler. Yeah, please use a ruler. And then my q is equal to 1, so your y is equal to 1. My 1 is here, right? So this is my horizontal asymptote. And then my vertical asymptote, I'm putting it here where my x is equal to positive 2. So my vertical asymptote is like this. And then the only intercept that I have, so the x-intercept and the y-intercept are coinciding. And remember, my a is positive. When a is positive, so it means your function will come in the first and the third quadrant. There it is. Goes to infinity and goes up to infinity. And here, there it goes also down to infinity, down to negative infinity, and then to negative infinity also. This is our function, right? And then our domain here, your x is an element of real numbers, but x is not equal to 2, right? X is not equal to 2 because that's your asymptote. And then range, your range, y is an element of real numbers, but y is not equal to 1. That is your horizontal asymptote, right? That's all I have for you. Remember to like if you have gone this far. Enjoy.